Well, right now we're talking with John Sharp with Croydon Finishing here. And John, what we want to talk about is what this American clay finishes is. What product does it replace the traditional product, and about the fact that this is a natural green product. So tell us a little bit about American clay.
Sure. It is. It's an interior decorative finish, quite frankly. It would replace normal plaster or even paint, for that matter, if you will. It's an all-green product. The wall actually, the clay actually has aspects that are very desirable, in that the wall will literally breathe. It's a very healthy finish. It helps filter the wall. Think about a root cellar, if you will, or a cave, where the temperature is always pretty much level or the same. In essence, that's what this does. It allows regulates the temperature also because it's actually pulling moisture in and pushing moisture back out. So it has a lot of neat properties of clay in that respect, and it's nice looking finish also. Go ahead.
Well, if this is the first time I've seen something like this,
right,
they're saying, well, what's the product that is the non-green that this replaces?
Well, paint, for instance. If you take any paint, basically has what they call VOCs, volatile organic compounds. This has no VOCs, if you will. Now you can buy.
Let's talk about VOCs
for
the novice on this. What's VOCs? Why are they harmful? And obviously the advantages of the fact that these don't have the VOCs.
Sure. Well, when you walk in a freshly painted room and you have an odor, if you will, that's a VOC. Basically, it's a gas. And what happens is as that paint dries, it off-gasses. Another example would be new carpet, if you will. Sometimes that carpet, you'll have a strong odor. It's off-gassing it, and those are volatile organic compounds, basically. Not the healthiest thing to smell, basically.
Yeah, what's in those that makes them unhealthy?
Well, normally it's non-organic stuff, basically. So it may be petroleum-based. Things that they put in there in the paint, if you will, to make it dry quicker. So it's a chemical base that paints other products have, basically.
Okay. Well, if I'm fixing to build a new home and I'm thinking about this process, how do I get started with it?
Well, they can do it two ways. I mean, we do application ourselves. There's other companies around the country and in Alabama that do the application also. Or it's a great do-it-yourself project. We have a lot of folks that come to us and actually get training. We do training classes from time to time, and then go back and do their whole house, for that matter. But it's an easy product to put on the wall. It's a a trialed-on product, if you will. That intimidates a few folks, but quite frankly, once you do it, you do it. It's as simple as that, and it's really easy to do.
Well, what we see here is that it comes in a number of colors,
right,
and finishes. Can you kind of show us a little bit of those?
Sure,
quickly?
You bet. This is what we would consider to be an antique finish, if you will. Basically, it has two different colors. The base coat is a two-coat process, so you're going to have a base coat and a top coat. The base coat would be one particular color, then that would dry. You would come over it with a top coat. This one, we've left a little bit of it, the base coat showing, so then you get kind of an antique or an old type finish. Other finishes, you might want to just do a smooth type finish, if you will.
You're talking about wall finishes, just for the person that's watching.
That's correct.
You guys are not doing tile; these are just sample wall finishes.
That's right. These are actual samples, but we're talking the whole wall, and of course it would be trialed onto the wall. This particular product is called Maritimo. We have three actually different products. They the same kind of clay. One it's just a different aggregate. This has seashell aggregate in it, which is kind of interesting. Makes it a little harder, quite frankly, but a good product. But again, the finish that you get is simply how you work the plaster and the finish coat. And the color is integral. It's basically pure tint that we put in the plaster as we mix it. So the color's all through the plaster.
You talk about the fact that this stuff is mold resistant and moisture control.
That's correct. Yeah, it's mold resistant because the plaster actually has borax in it, and that is the mold retardant agent that's in it, and works really well. So borax has been used for all kinds of things. It was detergent, basically used as a pesticide, if you will. So, and it's a natural product, so it's safe, basically. As far as you were asking about the mold resistance, and then also I'm sorry.
Mold resistancy and moisture control.
Yeah, moisture control is done basically because of the clay. Clay naturally basically has a negative ionic charge, where moisture has a positive. So it's going to attract the moisture into the clay itself. And then as the temperature changes, it will release it back out into the room. So that's going to control the humidity into the room, in the room itself.
So when you're trying to close the sale on this, as we end this particular educational thing, what's the one thing about going with the American clay finish that I need to know of that seal the deal for me?
Well, you've got to want a healthy environment basically in your house, and that's what it's going to do for you. It's a wall literally that literally breathes, that literally filters the air, that helps regulate temperature and humidity, and it's beautiful. So what more could you want?